Welcome to Movement Inc. Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us to uplift in body and mind. I'm Rebecca and today's practice is to replenish. You may like to have props to support this practice. You do not need anything fancy, specialist or expensive. I have got some blankets, a bolster. If you don't have a bolster at home, do not worry. You can use firm cushions in place of this, some rolled up blankets or even nice thick jumpers. Just consider supporting yourself as today we will take a little yin-yang fusion. Come to your mat and let's get started. Finding a comfortable seat to begin. Take these next few moments to settle, center and arrive. As you exhale, feel your seat connect, rooting down to the floor, the earth, your mat beneath you. As you inhale, feel that sense of your spine rising long, out of the pelvis, out of the waist. As you exhale, let your shoulders drop down away from your ears, relaxing your jaw. Feel a broadness welcomed across the front of your chest. Heart space elevates, broadening from the inner collarbone to the outer shoulder. Feel your shoulder blades draw down your back. Steady your eye gaze or even close your eyes. As we do this, we are better able to turn inwards, focus on how we're feeling in our physical bodies, our energy, our mind's eye. So as you sit here, just noticing, coming back to yourself, observing how you feel without judgment. And allow this to be the starting point of your practice, from where the rest of this practice will grow and build. With your next exhale, soften wherever you're still holding on to. Maybe that's the ankles, the toes, the wrists, the hands. And allow yourself 3 to 5 more full cycles of the breath, simply breathing in, breathing out, attuning to the rhythm and flow of your breathing. This in itself is a very powerful practice, soothing, calming, centering. Just be with the breath. And with your next inhale, reach your arms out to the side, energize to your fingertips, extend and reach them up above you. As you exhale, hands meet at prayer at your heart center. Firm your palms, keep that broadness, that opening across the chest. Elevate your elbows, close your eyes gently and visualize from left to right elbow an orb of energy circling from elbow to elbow and then all the way around the back of your body. In today's practice, the focus is to replenish, and just for a moment, a beat or two, consider what this word means to you. How can you use this practice, your time, to replenish? How can we embody this word in a physical, energetic, and mental way? If it doesn't come to you straight away, don't worry. See where this practice takes you. Offering this generously to yourself. Flutter the eyes open. Coming onto all fours. If you have lots of props and things around you, just make sure they're put to the side so you've got enough space to move. We'll begin this replenishing yin-yang practice with a little yang to our yin to build some heat and just prepare the body through movement to work towards stillness. So come onto all fours, shoulders above wrists, knees underneath the hips. We're going to keep our center of gravity quite low with our gentle flow, so we won't be far from the ground at any point. Firm the floor away. Grip the mat with your hands as you protract the shoulder blades. Gentle bend in the elbows to engage your biceps. Knit the lower rib cage in. Lengthen from crown to tail. Engage the core. Take the right leg behind you. Move any props or blocks, as I suggested. Listen to your own advice. Reach out through the right heel. Feel that length welcomed in the lower leg, opening the back of the foot. As you inhale, hover the right leg. Keep your weight evenly placed from left to right side. Knit the lower rib cage in, engaging the core. Internally rotate the thigh. Keep your hips lifting and facing forwards. If you want a little more, reach the left arm in front of you at shoulder height. Extend from crown to tail, from fingers to heel. Touch down and take this on the other side. Reach the left leg behind you, firm into the ball of the foot as you extend and reach out through the heel. Keep the arms strong, your core engaged. Hover and lift the left leg. Stabilize the pelvis, work the core to support this. Keep your arms strong. Take the leg to hip height, no higher or lower. Next option, there's always options, stopping off points, make the practice your own. Hopefully you're not dashing any plants or furniture. It's always a good idea to make sure you've got lots of space around you. Extend from fingers to heel, arm at shoulder height, leg at hip height. Take 2 more breaths, work your core, firm the floor away. As you exhale, touch down, toes touch, knees wide. Find a nice child's pose. Rest your forehead to the floor, but keep your forearms lifting so that you're opening the chest, you're firming into your fingertips, and you're sending your seat right back to your heels. You can always find a little sway here. Good. Take 2 more breaths in child's. As you inhale, come back up onto all fours, tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, start to hover the knees, work the core, knit the lower rib cage together, and as you exhale, take it back to dog. Open the dog, walk your feet back, reach your arms long, pedaling, walking up and down on the spot. Always nice with the first dog of any practice to be really free and easy. Swivel the feet, sway the hips. Allow yourself the freedom, the expansiveness of your body, of your breath. Get into those sticky, tight places. Notice where they are. Sigh the breath out the mouth. As you exhale, bend your knees, lift your seat high, firm the floor away, reaching with your arms and lower your heels down to the floor. Think of anchoring down through the center of your heels. Now lift your toes from the mat and curl them back towards you. Feel that maybe in your shins, engage and lift your quads and then lower the toes back down to the floor. Working into the front and the back of the legs. Slowly now, as slowly as you can, Walk your feet to meet your hands. That also encourages a sense of length and stretch through the back of the legs. When the feet come to meet the hands, take the halfway lift, lengthen, shoulders back, chest through. Feel your shoulder blades firm into your back body, your chest broad and lifted, your pelvis broad across the back. As you exhale, soften your knees, belly meets thighs, and bow over your legs, head, neck, hang. Firm into the front of your feet to lift your seat even higher, lengthen the back of the body. Take that again, inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, lengthen. Shine your heart through your shoulders. As you exhale, bow over the thighs and fold. For tighter hamstrings, I'd really recommend using your block here. The props are our friends. One more time, third round. Inhaling, lengthen. Lengthen your spine from your pelvis. Broaden your chest, engage your core. As you exhale, bow and fold. To go deeper, walk the heel of your hands closer to the heels of your feet. Heel toe your feet to touch. This is about as fiery as we'll get today, I promise. Bring the thumbs to your thighs, your hips, and draw back. Hug the inner thighs together. Keep your knees bending. Weight in the balls of your feet and reach your arms high. If that feels too much, you can always have your hands to prayer. Shine your heart space through, scoot your tail under, and lift the front of the pelvis. Utkatasana chair. Sit a little deeper. Inner thighs hug, outer thighs hug. Bend the knees even more. Think of lengthening the spine. The more deeply you sit into your chair. That's never there. 2 more breaths, really good. Breathe full, breathe free. As you inhale, come to stand. Exhaling, hands to prayer, heart center, and find Tadasana at the top of your mat. Stand tall. Feel the connection of your feet rooting down into the earth beneath you. Lift your knees a little as you engage your quads. Tuck your tail and lift your hip points forwards. Navel in and up, core engaged. As you inhale, reach your arms high. Hold your left wrist just under the wrist with your right hand. Begin with extension. Inhale, traction here, and take a nice big yawn for the side body, reaching over to the right, really opening into the whole left side seam. Maybe send your hips over to the left a bit more. Spiral open the chest. Think of breathing space, light life into the intercostal muscles, the spaces between the ribs. As you inhale, come back up. As you exhale, hands to prayer. Other side. Inhale, reach up. Left hand, right forearm. Extend and then traction. Draw a little on that forearm. Create a bit more space, opening through the entire side seam. Spiral open and reach. Maybe send your hips over to the right. Always play with postures. See how by making these subtle adjustments and changes, you can quite drastically alter the sensation or activation, intensity you feel in your body. Keep breathing. Inhale, come back up, find center. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach up, arc back. As much as feels reasonable to you, maybe follow with your gaze, look to your thumbs, anchor your tail. As you exhale, hands to prayer. Take your arms wide out to the side. I'm going to face you for this, but you can stay as you are. So open and lift the chest. Keep your knees nice and soft. As you exhale, contract the spine and bring your hands to meet your shoulder blades or wherever you can on your upper back. So we inhale, we open and lift the chest. Navel to spine, protect the lower back, contract. As we inhale, this time when we cross the arms, change the cross. Contract. So we inhale, open, exhale, round. Give yourself a little hug. Why not? with the breath. You can move at your own pace if that feels more natural, fluid to you. We inhale, expand. We exhale, contract. Navel drawing in. Draw the chin to the chest. Open. One more time each side so you feel balanced and even. As you inhale, reach up. Exhaling, hands to prayer. I'm going to come back to the front of my mat, but you're welcome to stay as you are. Stand tall. Final one before we take it low. Start to gently swing your arms around you. Let your arms be really heavy, like a dead weight, swinging. Feel the effects of your movement, of gravity. If it feels right for your head, your neck, maybe you follow with your gaze. Maybe you smile a little as you do it. So be really free and easy here. It's kind of we're shaking and shimmying our way into the body. Take one more time each side. Come back, reach up, inhale. As you exhale, fold, bow down. As you inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, yogi's choice. We're in plank, a little more gentle on the shoulders, the wrists is to touch the knees down, all fours. Take 3 breaths in whichever posture you have chosen. Shoulders above wrists. Actively firm the floor away. Knit the lower rib cage in, navel to spine. If you're in plank, work your legs. Reach out through your heels. Either option, think long through the whole backside of the body. Lift the hips a little. Try not to sag or dip in the middle. One more breath, really good. Exhale, down dog. You can always switch it up with child's pose. Remember, we're replenishing, so we want to think of refilling the tank rather than emptying. Sigh the breath out. As you inhale, come back to center. Coming forwards to plank or tabletop. Exhale, knees down, feet release, elbows hug, keep the chest broad. Buoyant as you smoothly lower down. Inhaling cobra, rising up. Take a baby cobra, nothing too fancy. As you exhale, smoothly lower down. As you inhale, firm the floor away. We're in plank or tabletop. Exhale, draw back actively through your belly. Downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Plank or tabletop. Lower smooth chaturanga or knees down. Come all the way down this time. Take your hands off your mat onto fingertips. Let your forehead rest on the floor and your fingertips are touching the mat and your arms are at shoulder height. As you inhale, lift. As you exhale, please be careful if you have a neck injury. This might not be the option for you. You lower right cheek, right shoulder. Inhale, staying very low with our center of gravity. Left cheek, left shoulder. Take this at your own pace. Inhaling, exhaling. Keep your pelvis connected to the earth and your movement fluid and snake-like. Feel your breath lifting you on the inhale, releasing, coming down on the exhale. Move in a way that feels good, nourishing, beneficial for your body, your energy. Be balanced on both sides, touch down, rising plank or tabletop. Exhale, open up, dog or child's. As you inhale, reach your right leg to the ceiling. Keep the right heel reaching as your left heel gets heavy. Hips still face forwards. As you exhale, round the spine, help or step the foot through and lower the back knee to the floor. See that your front knee is above your ankle. Toes tucked or foot firming against the floor, yogi's choice. Walk your hands up your thigh and find that point of stacking alignment, shoulders above hips. Rest your hands on your thigh. Firm the floor away actively through the front foot. Keep this quad engaged. Tuck the tail under. Think of lifting up in the front of your pelvis. Lift out of the waist and reach the arms high. Shoulder width. If that doesn't feel great for your shoulders, keep your hands at prayer. Reaching, lengthening, firming the floor away through the front foot. Glide the back thigh forwards just a smidge to feel that in the back leg hip flexors. We're low to the ground, but our legs are strong. Really nice. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach up and out of the left side, and then take a big yawn over to the right. Keep your hips, your shoulders, your heart space facing forwards. Energize into the left fingers. Keep firming the floor away through the right foot. Breathe. This is a kneeling variation of the first side stretch we took, standing at the top of the mat. If you need a little more, take your right fingertips beside you on the mat or the block. Try not to collapse the chest here. If you're collapsing the chest, come back. 2 more breaths. See where you can soften. See where you can open. As you inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, find the hands to prayer. Reach the arms up, palms to prayer, look up, arc back, or keep looking forwards. Make sure your neck's comfortable here. Lift up and out of the lower back. As you exhale, come back to center with your torso, cactus. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, frame the front foot. Lift the back leg. So we're in a low lunge now. Your legs are powered up here. They're really strong. You could be hands-free. And just gently rock back and forth. Blocks to frame either side of the front foot. Really lovely for tighter hamstrings. Be quite fluid and dynamic in this movement. Rock back, maybe you curl the toes back towards you, maybe the back heel touches the floor, maybe it doesn't, it's all good. Just work into the body and work with what you've got. And add to this, give to this, breathe into this. Low lunge. With the back leg, now this is where it gets a bit snazzy. We're going to bring that back knee behind the front leg. So we land, hopefully, with the knee facing forwards and the right leg on top in half Lord of the Fishes pose, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Now check your knee here on the left side. If it doesn't feel great to have it bent in that way, straighten it. So take a moment. Sometimes with the slightly snazzier transitions, it can just think, what's she on about? But as long as we've got the right leg on top and the left leg underneath, we're all good, we're on the same page. Sit tall, sit well. Bring the right hand behind you and lift, lengthening, beginning the twist with axial extension. Firm the floor away through the right foot. Let your pelvis connect heavy down to the mat. Wrap your left arm around your right shin. Keep your spine long. Make sure your hand in the back of you touches down the floor or the block. As you assist your twist by wrapping your forearm around your shin, firm your thigh into your forearm and firm your forearm back. That will give a little heat sensation to the outer hip, outer leg. If you want a little more, try not to collapse any length. Hook the elbow on the outer edge of the thigh. Roll the shoulder down and back, the right shoulder that is. Keep the chest broad, navel to spine, long. Breath as free as possible. Can feel more constricted in a twist. Come back to center. Bow down to the other side. Inhale, come up. Right leg, step it forwards. Come back to that low lunge. However you get there, it's all good. We meet in plank or tabletop. I'm going to flow between sides, but if your energy isn't calling for a flow today, meet us in downward facing dog. Any little movements? Second side, left side. Inhale, left leg reaches, hips level, left heel high, right heel anchor down. Exhaling, step through, knee above ankle, back knee lowers, walk up the thigh. Find center, firm through the right foot actively. Anchor tail, lift out of the front of your pelvis. Firm the back thigh forwards. Inhale, reach the arms high. Maybe you take a little back bend here, yogi's choice. Come back to center. Left forearm, left thigh. Reach long, reach tall. Take a big yawn for this whole side seam. You might also feel this in your back leg hip flex as I do, but all our bodies are so different, unique and beautiful. So notice where you feel the real intense or work feeling of the pose, the stretch, and breathe into this. Take it deeper by bringing that left hand to the block or floor beside you, but try not to collapse the chest here. Open up. 2 more breaths. Reach into the fingers. As you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to prayer. Reach your arms up, take it back, back bend optional, gazing up. Think of shining the hip points up. As you exhale, center, cactus the arms, open the chest. Inhale, reach. Exhaling, low lunge, lift the back leg. Blocks at the ready, framing the foot. Rock back 3 to 5 times. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bow. Moving with breath, with attention. We'll meet in a low lunge. Take the right knee now behind the left leg, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana on the other side, or keep that right leg straight. Yogi's choice. Take a moment with the setup. Never any rush or hurry here. Try and have your heel next to your hip. This left foot now is firming the floor away really actively. Lift out of the waist, navel to spine. Left hand behind you in the midline. Inhale, reach, grow long, grow tall. Wrap your forearm around your shin, turn towards that thigh. You can always make the little adjustments. The pelvis and the spine love to work together in the twist, so allow your pelvis to come into the twist with you. Now, assisting the twist, firm your thigh against your forearm and your forearm thumbs back. Hello, outer hip. Maybe even the glute. Roll the back shoulder down, broaden the chest. You can even follow with your gaze or hook to go a little deeper. Ease in. Observe, respond. Replenish. Come back and bow down to the other side. Undo the legs however you need to and meet in a low lunge with the left leg forwards. Lift the chest. Frame the foot, plank or tabletop, straight to dog or flow. We meet in downward facing dog. So through that quite low to the ground sequence, we've just continued with our journey through the spine, moving into the side body, contracting, expanding, twisting, really mobilizing the spine. A lower to the ground variation of the first standing sequence in some way or another. As you inhale, come forwards, flow, breathe. If you take up dog, keep your thighs engaged, Firm the floor away, shoulders firm into the back body, chest broad. Rolling over the toes, think of drawing actively back through the navel when you come to meet in downward facing dog. Keep the knees soft, look forwards, feet to hands, however you choose, land light. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhale, fold. To go deeper, thumbs to front of shins, fingers and forearms wrap around the calves. Let the head and neck be heavy, your seat lift high, belly to thighs, spine lengthens down. Bend the knees. Root into the heels as you reach the arms forwards and up, rising, stand tall. Exhaling, hands to prayer, Tadasana at the top of the mat. Reach up, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Knees bend, hands plant, just a transition, plank or all fours. Exhale, dog. Pedal it out. Let the breath go. Bend the knees, look forward, land light. Feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rising up, reach up. Hands to prayer, exhale. Take the legs wide. Bring the hands to the hips and start to bend the knees. Moving side to side, please check that you can see your toes, so take your legs wider if you need to, and that your knees and your toes are facing the same direction. Pause on the right side, send your glutes back and firm into the right thigh. Keep lifting your glutes as you firm them back. Root down through the right foot, keep the chest lifted. Through center and take that to the other side. So rather than think low, think lifting the glutes, shift back, firm the floor away through the left foot, keep the chest lifting. I'm firming against my thigh with my left hand. Notice where you feel the work of the stretch. Come back through center, change sides. Keep that lift in the glutes, draw them back, firm the floor away through the foot. One more time on the other side. Keep that lift, that engagement, that length in the spine, core working. Come back through center, stay higher or go a little lower. Knees, toes, same way. Hands free will be more intense in the core, the legs, depending on how much room you've got, side to side. Maybe hands touch down. Try and keep the lift in the chest, working into the inner thighs. Breathing, moving, moving, breathing. Really good. Come back to center and then finish in a low lunge with the right leg forwards and meet in dog. Wiggle it out, let that go. Bend the knees and hop to a comfortable seat. Bring your right leg in front, bending the knee, and take your left leg behind. We're coming into a dynamic deer. So right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Support the front thigh with a block or blanket if it's really lifting. If it feels too much, bring your heel closer in towards you. Try and have your left knee aligned with your right heel and keep the shin parallel. Flex the back foot. Hopefully you can see that leg of mine, the back leg. Sit tall, inhale. Bring the hands into a fist at your heart center, lift out of the waist. Navel to spine, work the core. Both feet are flexed here and the ankle bones are rooting into the earth. Inhale. As you exhale, hinge forwards. Stop at that point where you've got enough sensation. You'll know when that is. Engage the core, lengthen the spine. And come up on the inhale. So on the exhale, we come forwards, engaging the core, feeling all the sensations here, and forwards. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, one more time. Exhale, hold it. come up, hands touch down, change sides. Now this is a fancy swivel. Here we go. Did you make it? Take a moment, meet us. You should hopefully be facing the back of your mat now, so you have your other leg in front. Woohoo, as if by magic, left leg. Check the alignment, always take time with the setup, the steady base foundation, the root, the basis of the posture. Activate the feet, sit tall, sit well. Inhale, exhale. You'll really know with this one where your stopping point is. Work your core. Maybe you notice one side is considerably different to the other. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keep your chest broad and lifted. Shine your heart through. Foam your shoulders into your back body. One more time this side. Hold it there. Root into the outer edges of the ankles. Draw back with your front shin. Try and keep your hips facing forwards. As you inhale, come back up. Hands touch down. Take the fancy swivel. Meet at the top end of the mat. Come out of this however you can. Meet us in plank or all fours. And as you exhale, take dog. Now I like to really get into my hip by lifting the right leg, feeling that stacking, that opening of the right hip, heel to glute. Firm the floor away through the left hand. Reach long in the left side. And then when you're ready, switch sides, lift the left leg, stacking, opening up. Your knee is the pinnacle of the posture. Reach long in the right side, firm the floor away through the right hand. Right heel heavy, left knee lifting and touch down. Take your feet as wide as the mat, your hands as wide as the mat. You can grip the mat with your hands here, bend the knees, dip your seat low. And lower the heels, lift your seat high. Take that a few times. Notice where you feel different qualities, sensations in this expression of the posture. And just so you know, yogis, we're about to take it down a little lower, moving towards a more yin embodiment of our flow. So do what you need to. If you want another flow, if you want a few moments in child's, that's where we'll actually come to meet. So however you come there, find child's pose. But before we really do get into that, I would like to offer now that you have your props available. A really nice way to support child's pose is to have your prop, your blanket, your bolster, your cushions lengthened in front of you, so you're going to lay the whole of your front body supported by whatever you have here. And if you don't have a bolster, rolled up yoga mat if you have a spare one or an old one. But also, isn't child's pose just nice anyway? So take your time, get into this. If you have a blanket, it can feel lovely to cover the back of your body with a blanket. And mount your torso over your block, your prop, your bolster, and lay your head, support as you need. For the purposes of instructing, I won't have my head down, but please do have yours down. Take a full inhale, retain the breath just for a moment, pausing at the top. And as you exhale, let the breath sigh out the mouth. Feel the weight of your body releasing down into your mat, bolster. Relax your shoulders, let your seat get heavy. And soften your jaw. Feel your breath now filling your backspace. And let go of any expectations as to what's to come or how long we may hold the postures for. Know that I will hold time for you, and you allow yourself to be fully present. replenishing in your energy, your physical body and your mind's eye, refilling the tank, giving back to yourself in order that you're able to move forward, energized, vitalized. As you inhale, come up. Take a moment here. If you had a prop, move it to the side. We will need it again, so keep it nearby. Come to find a seated position, and let's not rush the transitions, especially as we're in a more yin embodiment of the practice. Take your right leg and figure 4 on top of your left. Make sure you're sitting comfortably. You can have your left foot further away from you if that's a bit niggly in your outer right hip. Closer in, you might feel more work. Flex the right foot, draw the knee forward, aligning with the ankle. Perhaps you can bring the shin to parallel, but please keep lifting out of the lower back. Take a few moments here. Draw the knee forwards, breathe, feel into the right outer hip, and then start to sway the leg side to side. The knee and foot might touch down, but equally, they might not. Play with your range of motion here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Coming back to center. Undo the figure 4 and change sides. Flex the foot, take a moment with the sensation, the contrast of left to right. Keep lengthening, flex the foot, knee forwards. Foot to floor, maybe the knee touches down. If it doesn't, it's all good, yogis. It's all work. Sway side to side. Come back to center. Inhale. And undo the figure 4. Now come to face the long side of your mat. Props at the ready, yogis. This is a good one. Take your legs wide, like an open straddle. Upavista Konasana. And with your bolster, block. You'll want that handy, perhaps not for this round, but maybe we'll start with a half butterfly. The legs are wide open, and now we'll take the right leg into a half butterfly position. Heel to the midline, sit tall. I'm going to hinge and bow forwards, and this is where your bolster prop might come in handy. You can have it lengthways or shortways, because it can be nice to rest your forearms here, maybe even rest your head. So just hinging as much as you need to. I'll move this aside so you can see what I'm doing. If you don't have props to support, you can have your forearms to the floor. Try and keep your whole seat connected to the floor beneath you. And we're keeping a little yang to our yin. So please keep this left leg active. Gently draw the navel to the spine. And if you have the props to support, rest your body, releasing over them. Let your head and neck release. Everybody soften the shoulders. Now soften the belly. And let your eyes gently close. Feel into your body. Come in through your breath. Allow your breath to be your anchor. As you start to let go of what you hold on to that no longer serves you. Let go in your physical body where you're gripping, holding tension. Soften into these places. Let your body be heavy, giving in to the effects of gravity and time drawing you down. A little more yielding than perhaps a more
traditional expression of this posture as we are supported by our bodies, by props. As you inhale, come up. Keep your eyes closed, rise slowly. As you exhale, notice the after effects of the posture in your energy. Stay with this. Slowly, mindfully change sides. Take the other leg. So this is the position half butterfly. And again, you can use your props. You can lay over them. Make sure always that your bolster is in contact with your lower back or lower belly. So you're really supported. You can lay over it like this. You might like to just use it to rest your forearms. Support the head and neck with the hands if the neck feels a little heavy. Especially when we take a yin embodiment of postures, it's really nice to take even more attention and care with the setup. So find your way in. Do what you need to do to spend the next 3 to 5 breaths settling, arriving in this posture, allowing all of the sensations to arise, noticing them, not attaching to them, but just acknowledging, breathing, releasing into this. Head, neck, release, jaw soft, eyes closed, shoulders relaxed. Feel the body drawing down towards the floor, the earth beneath you. Supported, held. And come back to the breath. Give a little attention to your right leg. Reach out through your heel, curl your toes back towards you. A bit more yang here. Inhaling, rising up, walk up slow. We've been down a while, take your time, eyes still closed. Exhale the breath out the mouth. Notice the after effects of the posture. Take the leg wide out to the side. And we're just going to take a nice, easy forward fold. So we won't be there too long or too deep. Inhale, lengthen, firm your glutes, your thighs, your pelvis down independently of one another. Keep a little yang activation here, navel in and up, hinge, lengthen the spine. Forearms down or hands, it doesn't have to be a deep fold. Curl the toes, reach out through the heels, lengthen. As you inhale, come up, sit tall, support under the thighs, draw the feet in. Bring your ankles and knees to touch and seagrass the legs side to side. A nice counter pose after a lot of external rotation in the hips. That feeling of opening into the hips. Sway side to side. And I always like when we come into a more yin-like state to just keep a little movement and flow, so we don't get too cold too quickly. So as you're ready, come onto all fours, tabletop position. And the choice is yours, yogis. You may like to take an easy dog, technically not a yin posture, but think of a yin embodiment of it, be nice and easy. Or equally, you might like to take a child's pose with a gentle sway side to side. Or you may like to take one of my personal favourites, shifting forwards, hips to the right, sink back, out to the left, and change directions. That lovely big undulating circular movement. Do what you need to do to welcome a little warmth, movement, flow, but in a very gentle, mindful manner. Meeting us eventually in all fours tabletop position. Now bring the legs in front of you Sit tall, sit well. Bend the right knee and cross the right knee on top of the left for a half shoelace. Firstly, if this feels horrible in your knee, or you know it will, please don't do this. Take a Janu Shirshasana instead, so sole to the inner thigh, maybe support with a block under your thigh. So that's the alternative, the modification Janu, or we'll take half shoelace. And again, let's keep a little yang to our yin, a little activation. If this front leg is really lifting, you can blanket or block, but try and keep long in the spine. As you inhale, lengthen and hinge forwards just enough to start to get the workings of sensation. Any pain, ease back or take the modification. As you inhale, lengthen, as you exhale, fold. Keep the left leg active, navel draws to the spine a little. You can even have your palms facing up. Keep your chest, your heart space drawing through the gateway of your shoulders. As you release into this pose, draw your chin a little to your chest. Feel your upper back rounding, the shoulders heavy. Soften where you can. We'll be here for 2 to 3 breaths. With each in-breath, welcome length. With each out-breath, let go and release. Hinging at the hips. Think of scooping the lower belly in a little to welcome more length. Soften the breath. As you inhale, activate your core, rising up. Remember, be slow. This is just as important. Feel the after effects of the posture in your own time changing side. So the modification is Janu, and we'll bow over the front leg, or half shoelace. Give yourself these minutes, these moments with the setup. We'll be here a little longer than we would in a very kind of power dynamic pace. So it's really important. Sit tall, inhale, exhale, fold, scoop the belly in, hinging at the hips, lengthen the front spine forwards. And you don't have to go to your deepest expression straight away. We're holding this a little longer, so take time. If you feel super deep, super rich in the sensations, ease back. Know that time, gravity and the breath will do the good work it needs to do. Lengthen the spine and soften as you fold. Chin to chest. 3 to 5 breaths. With each exhale, ungrip somewhere in your body. With each inhale, length, lightness, awakening. With each out breath, surrendering. Inhaling, navel to spine, rise slowly. Please take your time. Sit tall with your eyes closed. Feel the after effects of the posture. This is as much the practice as any of the stretches, the poses. Feet to touch, windshield wiper the legs side to side. And coming onto all fours, again, yogi's choice. Moving, down dog, child's pose, just a little movement between postures. Make sure you've got space. I love a well-propped, supported practice, but sometimes the props can take up a lot of your mat space. And eventually, whatever you've chosen, please do come into a dog and walk through your feet, pedaling up and down on the spot. Sway your hips one way and then the other. Take 3 breaths in a final expansive open dog. Knees soft, seat high, heels draw down. As you inhale, lower the knees, and we're going to come to lay on the back. So add any layers, make sure you have everything available to you to be as warm, cozy and comfortable as possible. As you exhale, feel your whole back body firm into the floor. Keep your knees bent to begin with, and just tilt and tuck the pelvis, that lovely nourishing movement for the pelvis. Firm it into the floor. Tilt and tuck a few times. It stays in contact with the floor. Keep your knees hip width as you replace the pelvis to the mat, and hug your thighs back towards you. Massage the belly. Feel that gentle stretch in the lower back. Bring the soles of your feet to touch in a reclined saddle pose. Draw your heels in towards you, then up towards you. If you want more into the inner thigh, use your elbows to firm your calves away, but keep your lower back connected, rooted into the floor. Then take your left leg into a half happy baby as your right leg stays in saddle. Shine the sole of your foot to the ceiling, your left foot, and draw the knee down. Bring that left foot back to saddle, take it on the right side, right leg into half happy baby, left leg in saddle. And then take both legs into happy baby. Maybe sway, rock side to side, relax the face. Straighten one leg and then the other, curl the toes, reach out through the heels, those final movements that bring a sense of closure to your practice. And taking Shavasana, please find your favorite Shavasana for today's practice. Maybe you'd like a reclined butterfly. You can roll up the blankets and place them under your thighs, either side. You can rest your hand on your belly, your chest. You may like to take a supported child's pose. So all of the options are available to you, and the choice, dear yogis, is yours. Allow yourself to be supported, held. Take this time to receive the offering of your practice, receive your intention, bring this back to your attention. Breathe life into this, giving it generously to yourself in your energy, your body, your mind's eye. As you exhale, feel your body releasing down to the earth beneath you, supported, held, relaxed, resting, replenishing, giving back. And stay with the breath. Use this as your anchor. And maybe today for you, this practice felt more challenging. Can be much more challenging to be still than it is to move. I know for me that's the case. But I love this practice. I respect this practice and the fact that it offers me much needed balance. So if you can, if you know you're more inclined to be a power flow kind of yogi, see if you can incorporate this way of being, of moving, of thinking about yoga into your practice just every so often. And slowly you'll start to feel the benefits. How this can support you in your day-to-day life, your mat endeavours, your other
ways of moving. It allows us to replenish, to refill, to give back. And starting now, feel some movement make its way back into your body. You can keep your eyes closed and slowly roll over to one side. And let your in-breath bring you up, finishing in a seated position. Sit tall, sit well. Rest your hands on your thighs, palms down, centered, grounding. As you exhale, sigh the breath out the mouth, bringing the hands to prayer at your heart center. Thank you for sharing with me to replenish, to come back to center, to just be in the body. Well done. See you again.